I know everyone must ask you about Sixth Sense, but we have to. It's kind of in the rules.
It was the same year as this game, or at least I was working on it the same year as this game, yeah.
Did it make you a horror fan, do you think, being on Sixth Sense?
Yes, it did. It kind of made it hard for me to be scared by movies because I had so much experience being on set and seeing how things are done, and you know, the behind the scenes of a horror movie kind of takes away the potential for it to scare you. But yeah, I really do like horror sci-fi thrillers after that.
Hi, I'm Rachel Webber and I'm here with Haley Joel Osment, and we're going to be playing some games today. You may recognise him from The Sixth Sense and AI, and most recently the excellent new horror film Blink Twice.
It's awesome.
What are we going to be playing today?
Today we are going to be playing Zelda Ocarina of Time for N64, Halo 3 for Xbox 360, and then a little game called Kingdom Hearts for PS2, which I may have had some involvement with in the past.
I'm Rachel Webber, this is IGN Arcade. Zelda Ocarina of Time, 1998, first 3D Zelda. So is this the first big game that you remember kind of falling in love with or being impressed by?
I think this is perhaps my favorite game of all time, and it came right on the heel, I guess a year or two earlier, because the N64 was 96, I think. So Mario 64 was the first video game I ever really dove into. And then this came out the right amount of time after it, where it was like right into Zelda, and then Zelda's been very important to me ever since. I can't remember how to do the shield. I don't know what button. Oh, it's that button. There we go. I'm totally gonna beat this guy now. Goodbye.
Is there a favorite battle or dungeon or moment?
Absolutely. And I remember I had like 8 teeth pulled when I was in 4th or 5th grade. And I was right at Jabu Jabu, when you're inside the big sea monster. And so I got home from having all my teeth taken out and got to like stay home and eat ice cream for a day. And that was this day where I just played for hours straight and got through there, got to pulling the sword out of the thing, got to the Forest Temple, and then into Fire Temple. And that run is like some of my favorite parts of the game. Although I'd put Spirit Temple up there too. That's just a really well-designed dungeon. You
sort of said that the Spirit Temple was where you realized games could be art. I mean,
I don't remember saying that, but I'm like, that's nice. I'm glad I said that.
Was there anything about it particularly that was kind of really blew your mind?
The music's really great, and just by that point, you're so deep in the game. You know, in Breath of the Wild, they even get more minimalist with the story, where like it's just enough to allow your imagination to go places, but it's given you this world where you just really kind of feel like you're there in certain parts of it, particularly as a kid, where like you can really get caught up in the mythology, even though they don't really hit you over the head with that many details of the story. So.
And did you play like Breath of the Wild and
I did.
Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, it's so funny because now I'm like, oh, I don't really play video games that much anymore. Then I'm like, well, every holiday season, like something like that, I'll be like, I'll spend some time with Breath of the Wild, play some of the FromSoft games. Those are hard. I had not had that much experience playing those until Sekiro and Elden Ring, and those are very challenging games.
Do you have a favorite FromSoft game?
Sekiro's pretty great.
Was there a particular boss that gave you the greatest sense of accomplishment for beating?
In Sekiro, the Beast of Hatred, I guess, towards the end. The Elden Beast is difficult in the Elden Ring, but the two-headed dragon that you can fight just by choice, they always give you like one really crazy battle that you don't have to do, and you just end up stuck at it for a while plugging away. And those two, the two-headed dragon and then the Beast of Hatred in Sekiro, those gave me a pretty good sense of accomplishment when it was over, because you just have to remember like so much stuff. It's like a score for a piece of music where you're like, if he does this, it's all happening so fast. And really sadistic game. Oh, I'm supposed to have Deku sticks. That's what I'm supposed to have. I'm supposed to kill you.
I know everyone must ask you about Sixth Sense, but we have to. It's kind of in the rules.
It was the same year as this game, or at least I was working on it the same year as this game. Yeah.
Did it make you a horror fan, do you think, being on Sixth Sense?
Yes, it did. It kind of made it hard for me to be scared by movies because I had so much experience being on set and seeing how things are done, and you know, the behind the scenes of a horror movie kind of takes away the potential for it to scare you. But yeah, I really do like horror sci-fi thrillers after that.
One of the ones I've loved most recently, Toni Collette in Hereditary, blew my mind. Was it crazy seeing your movie mom go crazy?
Yeah, and yeah, they give her she has a much more horrible time in Hereditary than she does in The Sixth Sense. Yeah, that was a crazy experience seeing her in that movie because I you know, had this history of getting to do those scenes in real life with her. So yeah, she's a phenomenal actor. I went to a screening of that. They had some private screening for that movie, and I asked my sister if she wanted to come, and she's like, no, because my sister does not like scary movies. And then something that she ended up having to do got canceled. I was like, come on, it'll be fine, just watch it. And the whole movie, I was like, oh man, like this is very traumatizing. I was just laughing the whole movie because, you know, I knew it was going to be a thriller, but just how brutal that movie was a bit of a surprise.
Why are you scaring me? Make it stop!
Oh, I might have figured it out. Oh, do a good jump. Yes. This music is really great. Things in real life should have that little musical run up before you open something from Amazon. Now, are they ever going to make a movie of this?
Yes.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Soon?
I know it's in the works.
Wow.
There's very little detail about it. Do you want to throw your
hat in
the ring?
They know my hat's been in the ring. Link was like 37 when he's doing all this, right? 17, 37. As a kid, I was like, oh, obviously they're going to make this a movie soon. Like, the story's all written out for you. And you're like, that would be very challenging to make into a compelling 2-hour movie.
What Zelda lore would you want to see in the movie? What's like key for you?
I mean, the Ocarina and Majora's Mask is like my those are my, you know, original Star Wars through Jedi. So the animation of this heart, I guess it's so well designed to where as a kid I remember like, God, I can't wait till I get another one of those. Like walking through that is so satisfying. Maximum life energy.
Do you think it still holds up?
Oh yeah,
holds its own?
Absolutely.
So if we were to make you the IGN reviewer for this game, what would you score it?
This is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is just, you know, and I know that I'm biased because this and Mario 64 really set the tone for what I wanted out of a video game. But it's crazy that decades later, I was like, yeah, this is still very fun to play. You know, I guess it's sort of like a speedrun way of playing it now, where it's a game where even if you know everything you're supposed to do, it's still satisfying to do it over and over again. And that's just really excellent game design.
So, Kingdom Hearts, the first one.
Yes.
A game you know pretty well.
Pretty well, yeah.
For the youngins who don't know, you are the voice of Sora and are still the voice of Sora.
That's right, yeah.
Wait a minute. What happened to my home? My island? Riku! Kairi!
Yeah, I started working on this in 2001, I think. So this is the character that I've played by far the longest of any project I've ever done. And they were kind enough to let my voice change several times. Or just one really big time.
What do you think, guys? This place is even creepier than I remember.
I think between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 was when I was like 12, 13 years old. Oh, I'm gonna die. He's gonna kill me.
No contest.
They have said that, you know, Kingdom Hearts 4 is happening, and Nomura said that it's actually going to kind of wrap up the series.
Oh, wow.
As a 20-year relationship, how does the idea of saying goodbye to that character feel?
You know, I'm sure that he has great plans to wrap it up in a satisfying way, and I think that sometimes that's the best thing to do, even if you have something that you love and you feel like you want to play it forever, to tie it up in a nice way and not let it drag out beyond where the creator wants it to go. I think that's the way to go. And clearly there's many hours of gameplay for people to go back and revisit. During the pandemic, I think I tried to play 3, and I was like, oh, like the whole system of like leveling up and all that stuff. I was like, I have not played video games in so long. I completely, like, I was just terrible at number 3, so I didn't get very far. But maybe the next time I'm trapped in my house, 2020 style.
So were you working on AI and this roughly the same time?
I guess this would have been right after AI, because we wrapped AI at the end of 2000, and then I was recording this through a lot of 2001.
I think I've read AI is one of your favorite roles as well.
Yes, yeah, and getting to work on a project for, almost 2 years, and I learned to scuba dive, and, when we were doing that production, and, working on a Spielberg production where we've got multiple sound stages on set, and, it was really a lot of fun.
AI still holds up as well, because I love
Thank
AI.
you.
And
I really
even now,
think,
in a world that's gone mad.
Yeah, and we're dealing with AI in a very different context than I guess we were talking about in our movie. Just more about like the ethical responsibility you'd have towards a sentient being, and now it's like chat GPT stuff and everything. A lot less fun.
Are you real?
Kingdom Hearts is not the easiest to understand. Was there any bits where you're like, what's happening here? I have no ideas.
They did a really good job explaining a very unusual concept for that one. But I remember Kingdom Hearts 2 was the one where the producers brought in a big like whiteboard or poster board showing the trajectory of the story, because that one was a lot of traveling back in time and everything. And I was walking in there going like, okay, the character's going to get older with me. And they're actually like, Sora goes back to even before he was his age of the first one. I was like, oh, great.
Where am I?
Some of your fans will post clips called Accidental Sora, where in roles, like now and again, they just hear a little bit of Sora in your voice.
Yeah.
He froze because he knew that I knew what he was. They're gonna send him to the chair, Liz.
The one meme I see sometimes is Woody holding him back where he goes, wait, let him cook. I was like, that's funny.
Come on!
I won't ask you to IGN review Kingdom Hearts because I feel like you'd have a bias.
I'm definitely biased on this
But
one.
which was your favorite one, whether to play it or to VO it?
2 is definitely one of my favorites, because in the more recent Kingdom Hearts ones, I've often been like on location somewhere. So like Kingdom Hearts 3 and the ones after that, I was recording remotely either in Canada or South Africa for those. And because we have people on the line in Japan and then people on the line in Burbank all conferencing in like for the sessions, those are some really crazy hours, because if somebody's in Cape Town and somebody's in Tokyo and somebody's in Burbank, somebody's going to have to be working in the middle of the night so that everybody else could be there. So those were really fun experiences, but I really love Kingdom Hearts 2 because I was the most often in the recording booth with the directors and the producers, and that was really fun.
Another dream about him.
Then I remember the last session of the first Kingdom Hearts was an entire day, I think, of just every type of sword hit, every type of jump, every type of magic or potion thing, just like dozens and dozens of these different reactions, and a whole day of that is always really fun.
Halo 3 came out in 2007. It was a massive hit. I think it was over 1 million people played it in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
And it was a big deal for you. It was when you were at college?
Yes. Going to college being like, wait, me and my roommate could play this game all weekend, and we definitely did that a lot the first semester of sophomore year.
Well, let's get into it. We're going to play the Covenant.
All right.
What style of player are you? Are you kind of more of a tank or a sniper or a...
I think my instinct is to what do you like, run in and shoot, like very reckless. It took me a while to. I think the consensus is like hanging back with the battle rifle is the best way to do it. But another thing with the recent games that I wish they would do, maybe I just didn't play it enough, was shoddy snipers was just great. Those were very fun. And even in Halo 1, I remember sophomore year, maybe freshman year of high school, that was the only LAN party I ever went to, but we were actually bringing over, PCs and all these cables into my friend's garage. I guess that would have been like Halloween 2002 or 2003, and just had like 10 guys playing in somebody's garage. And I think that created a hunger. Oh yeah, I can move forward. I'm being too cautious. Created a hunger for me that I was only able to satisfy when I got to college. And I was like, no one can stop us playing in our own house.
Do you think you'd be playing shooters and maybe Halo still now if LAN parties were still a thing?
You know, maybe doing it in person with a bunch of people would be more fun. I'd check that out.
Who are some kind of, with new product directors you would like to work with?
I've been very lucky, got to work with a lot of directors that I love. I think one name that I keep coming back to is Paul Thomas Anderson's one of my favorite directors, and anything that he's doing, I'd always be interested in doing.
Which is your favorite of his movies? It's a hard one.
It is hard, and because he's had all these different, phases of his career. I mean, Boogie Nights is definitely one of my favorite movies ever. I love There'll Be Blood. The Master is one of my favorite movies ever. That movie is really interesting to watch as an actor too, because it kind of blends the history of like some of these new religions in the mid 20th century with some of the new acting schools and techniques.
Yeah.
There's some scenes that kind of had like all that kind of meta stuff going on. It's really thrilling to watch. And I love Joaquin too. He's a really exciting actor to watch.
You've worked with Kevin Smith, who I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Tusk. I still don't know if there's anything like it since. But what was your kind of first reaction to seeing Justin Long in the kind of walrus costume?
It's so disturbing. And I think I was able to handle it better than some other people, even on set, and then some people watching it. I was reading that script. God, I think it's the 10th anniversary of that movie recently, but just like laughing at it, being shocked at what happened in that script. And then getting on set with Kevin and working with him, he writes so much and at such an incredible pace. That first scene where Justin Long and I are doing our podcast, we came to set the first time the day before, and then Kevin got inspired by some things we were talking about, just shooting the breeze, and came the next day. He's like, I got 25 new pages for this scene. We're like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I'll try and learn this stuff as soon as possible. He's he's a very prolific writer.
And I'm guessing, did you see the kind of the walrus costume before that first shot, or was it a kind of alien style, they didn't tell you, and
I think if I remember correctly, that was the first reveal that we had. And poor Justin, because me and Genesis Rodriguez got to run around with our pistols and do all this action stuff, and Justin was like, that costume was him sort of crouched on a bouncy ball, like that toy that kids bounce around on, and then being sealed up in this horrible walrus body. He really sacrificed his body for that movie. Ooh, a ghost! I want to get in the ghost.
Okay,
This was
Pete Taylor.
These were the days, just flying around in a ghost.
And I love actors and directors working together on more than one thing without it being a reboot as well. Coming together again, Daniel Day-Lewis and
Oh boy,
Paul Thomas
yeah.
Anderson and M. Night Shyamalan. You're that Sixth Sense, you were so great in that, and you two will be tied together forever because of that movie.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to do a new project with him?
Absolutely, yeah. And I've been very lucky as where I have had really positive experiences, with pretty much almost every director that I've worked with, and I can't really think of any negative experiences. And I am getting the age now where I have worked with Kevin Smith twice, and I've worked with some actors multiple times, and the longer you stay in this industry, the more you kind of run into people again, and it's really fun to have that, because you have that history, and it's an industry where you spend every waking minute of every day together for 2 months, and then you might not see each other for years and years and years. So getting to reunite with people is really fun. Thanks for letting me play at it's a very important part of the game. I hope I haven't ruined anybody's save.
I have to get the IGN review though. If you were our IGN reviewer, Halo 3.
10 out of 10. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is on my Mount Rushmore,
Yeah.
personally.
Haley, thank you so much for joining us. This has been really good fun. What's up next for you?
Thanks for having me. As you mentioned, Blink Twice is now streaming on Amazon Prime. I also have a film called Drugstore June, which is streaming on several services. And I have a film called Yellow, which just came out at the Toronto Film Festival, and a film called Mechanica, which is going to premiere at the Portland Film Festival next month.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This is Rachel Webber, and this is IGN Arcade.